Hello. Oh, 1 second. No one needs to see my washing machine, so. Bonjour. So let's talk about the topic that's both fun, exciting and terrifying at the same time, and that is UV mapping. It's a very abstract topic, so I want to see if I can explain this as good as possible, but we'll see, right? So what is UV mapping? Well, again, it's the unfolding of a 3D model into a 2D space, so we can actually texture it in programs like Substance Painter, because the texture still is a 2D image, and therefore we need to give our model like coordinates, like where are you in UV space, so between 0 and 1, so that the programs know where to place those pixels, and that's again the UV mapping. So there are a couple of things that you need to get into, right? So you need to like flatten your model, and there are a couple of ways, of course, of doing that. And the question is like, how do you flatten it? So for example, here I've got a beautiful cylinder. So how do you flatten a cylinder? Well, there are two ways, right? You can just squish it, or you can unfold it. So if you just squish it, right? So the goal of UV mapping is that you don't change the proportions of your model. So for example, you can see here that my height here of my thingy is 7.24, etc. And you also don't want to change like the space between like the loops, like the size of the faces. You don't want to change them. You want to keep them intact the way that they are. So what you kind of want is like keeping those distances here that we have. So you want to keep that 1.12 and you want to keep that 7.24, etc. So these are the things that we want to maintain always. Because if you make them bigger, you actually change the size of a face, and therefore you will get what we call UV stretching. So we don't want that. So if you were to flatten it, right, I can probably flatten my model over here. I'm changing the height again, so I need to maintain the height again of 7 point, what was it, something. So that means that I need to make this one bigger just to maintain that height. So I'm going to make it a lot bigger here, so we keep that height 7.24. Then you can see that the sizes here are different, right? So all of a sudden we have the same size. This is still the same size, but this one is now 3 times bigger. So that means that if you draw a smiley on this, right, or just a line, that the pixels here would actually be the perfect size. But if you go down here, the pixels will be stretched, but in this case like 3 times the stretching. So this is the bad way. And also the size here, right, it's mostly that the pixels will get stretched out because of our face is actually getting bigger, so we don't want that. So the other way of actually unfolding is you add what we call a UV seam, which is nothing more than an imaginary line that we add, that we can like cut up our UV. So in this case, what you want to do, if you want to make a nice looking cylinder that you unwrap it, you literally unfold it. So in this case, you actually want to do it like this, so that the size of the faces, right, they are still the same. The sizes don't change. So you keep the same aspect ratio, or the same ratio as you had before. And that is the art of UV mapping, is keeping the ratios, the aspect ratios, the same when you do unfold. So that's like in a nutshell what it actually is. So let's just actually get into the grid of it. So I've got a house here that I made in the other streams. I just want to unfold this, right? So we've got a big object over here. So how do you unfold this? Question first is like, how do you start, right? That's always the main question, like how do you start? Doesn't matter, right? In this case, again, I want to start on my house. I'm going to hide my tree. Just gone. Shoot. And then you just pick an object. Okay, which one do you want to start first? I'm going to say, I'm going to pick the biggest object here, my actual house. So I'm going to unhide this. I'm going to delete my UVs if I have any. And then I want to do this, right? So again, we don't want to change the size of the faces when we unfold this. I'm going to switch here to UV editing. There's nothing there because I just deleted them, which actually makes sense. So if you go into UV up here, you have 4 options. So you have the automatic, you have the cylindrical, safe, you have the planar, and you have the spherical. Now you'll probably never touch spherical UVs in your entire life. I don't know why it's there. Don't just don't use it. It's really bad. No one wants to use it. So these are the three options, right? So you have the automatic, cylindrical, and planar. So a planar projection is literally you get like see that like this. You have like an image that you project on from one single side, and everything else will just like stretch into oblivion. So that's fine if you have like a flat surface, for example, like a plane, for example, that's perfect. Or you can use it to like UV certain parts of the object. So you can see, right, that my front of my house here, like this part over here, let me just create a picture here, this part over here, this is just a plane, right? So you can see this, that is from one angle, you can actually use planar there. I prefer using cylindrical options, cylindrical UV mapping, because it keeps all the faces together. So if I do this right now, you can see you get this, right? So it keeps everything together. So and the first thing I see immediately is that the faces here are stretched, right? So again, you want to have perfect squares as good as possible. These are not squares, right? These are just simple rectangles, and that's what you really do want to have. You want to get them like to be half the size. So we want to turn them into squares. So the first thing I always do here is I'm going to grab it and I'm going to modify. I'm going to hit unfold over here to see what happens. So unfold is my attempt to literally unfold it so well, to unfold it literally. It doesn't attempt. So it's actually not that bad. So you can see we have squares here. They look pretty good, but you can also see that we have like this really weird like distortion effects over here. So this is like a line that's curving. This is a curve. This is like a wobble over here, and we really don't want that. So especially if you have an object that should have a pattern like bricks or roof tiles or whatever, then you want your UVs to be straight. Otherwise your texture will also get like distorted. So if you put now texture on this, like a brick texture, you'll get the actual like the lines. It will follow the lines here, so your bricks will actually wobble as well. So they will follow this line over here. So all of a sudden, like your bricks become like really weird looking, organic looking, wobbly bricks. We don't want that. So we need to make sure that this is straight. So how can you do that? So the first thing that I notice already is like this is a really weird thing over here. So when I look at my house from this angle, right, that's this part over here. My UV map does not match the actual model. So, and it's caused by this part over here. If I select these right from face mode, I can see that they are over there. So this is like a really weird, it does not look like my actual model, right? So that's why I think it's weird. So what you can do is you can add a cut, right? So if I go to my edge mode over here, I can double click here and it will select my edge loops as good as possible. I'm going to go all the way around because I know that this is causing me issues because it's from a different angle. So I'm going to cut these. Cut. Same here. So I'm going to select all my wrong edge over there. Click. And I think these ones over there. Now when I hold shift right click and hold it, you can go to cut. And it's now turned into a separate shell. Now I'm going to hit Ctrl U again, and all of a sudden this becomes straight. And this is perfect, right? So you can see my squares are actually squares, and there's no weird distortion in there. So this is what kind of what we want to have. So let's go to the big one over here, hit Ctrl U again. We actually only made it worse, right? So we now even have more distortion than we actually want. So for houses, what I do, right, I just do it from the side. So every side has its own UV shell. So what we can do now is just find one over here, this one over here. So I'm going to cut all the corners of my house. I'm just going to cut them. But over here, I'm going to shift right click, cut. Did I do everything here? I did not. So I cut this like a bold line over here, so I can see that this one here is not being cut. And cut. Same here. Cut. Let's grab it. Ctrl use again. And boom. It's perfect. You can see, right? And again, we have perfect triangles, perfect squares here. Exactly what we want to have. So let's move on for this one. So I can see here that there's a line over here as well. Again, the corners, I'm going to cut all the corners from my model in my UV space. Same over here, just going to cut it. There you go. Grab this again. Ctrl U this. Again, perfect. Perfectly straight. Check it over here. Perfect. Grab the other one. Ctrl U. Again, we could just hit unfold. Again, perfect squares to the left. Check this one here. Let's see what this one does. Also perfect. But you can see, right, it actually goes all the way around, so I'm going to do this again. So in my corner here, I'm going to hit cut, or the corner here, I'm going to hit cut. There we go. Grab these, Control U this, there we go. So I've got this one, got my backside, and I've got a random face here, random shell. It's actually part of this one, right? So you can see that they are actually part of each other. So what you can do is you can combine them, so you can merge them back together. So if I grab my edge here, so if I go over here, for example, you can see that if you look over here and you look over there, you can see that there's like a connection there, right? So you can see that the edges highlight, and that means that they are connected to each other in the actual mesh. I'm gonna click here, I'm gonna grab it again, just gonna grab them, hold, move and suit, that just combines them back together. Control U, again unfold this, boom, absolutely perfect. Grab them all. So again, we need to fit them into the 0 to 1 space here, so the one over here, so this beautiful square here. And Maya can do this for you, so it's actually really good. So I'm going to grab all my shells here, I'm going to hit Ctrl L, which is just like that. And they're now perfectly in the same square. What I always do for just to be safe is, right, I'm going to go here, I'm going to get modify orient shells, and that will actually align them perfectly straight. Again, Ctrl L this, just to be safe. There we go. See, we now got one. So you can see, right, if I go here, you can see there's now also the UV2. That means there's a little bit of like overlap here on the actual border. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to turn this off because it's really annoying me. Modify layout options over here, and usually I set like a padding here of 4 shell padding. And then we can see there's a little bit more space here. That means I can move my a little bit to the left, and you'll see it just disappear, right? So that means there's no longer like overlap on the different UV space. But this is perfect. First one, absolutely done. Perfect. So this is the easy one, of course. So let's go to the next one. So I'm gonna go for my chimney, right? This one over here. So when I squeeze my eyes like really close, it kind of looks like a cylinder to me. So I'm gonna do that again. So I'm gonna go to like UV cylindrical. Again, Control U this, boom. This is weird, right? We can all agree that this is kind of weird. So if you look closer here, you can see that my edge here just also that jumps, right? So it starts here, then just like takes a hike. So I don't want that, so I'm gonna fix that. And the top right, the inside of my chimney here is really not that important at all. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just click here, I'm just gonna cut it, completely cut it, because it's really not that interesting. Because no one can actually see it, right? So why would you spend time on this? If we do this again here, Control U, there you go. And I'm just gonna leave this one. Again, no one can see this, so. But this doesn't really annoy me though, so like this jump over here, a little bit annoying. I can do the same, so I know that it should be over here, right? Again, if you hold H1 here, you can see that the sister brother gets highlighted. I'm just gonna cut it, right? I'm gonna go here, cut, and cut. So now I can move it to the other side. So grab this one, I can just move it to over here. Then again with edge here, I'm gonna click, move it to, Control U this again, perfect. Again, we're looking for distortion, like do you see any like weird distortion? This is a little bit weird, right? The top, you can see the top here gets a little bit weird, it gets a little bit funky. It starts taking like a nosedive. So maybe what we can do here is just, I want to cut this part here as well. Let's see what it looks like. I grab this. Perfect, right? You can see it's perfect. So how do we do this one? Let's see. Unfold this as well. And you get a little bit more like distortion. Lots of distortion. So what we can do is we can try to see if we can like manually unfold this. So I'm gonna grab this here. I can grab the UVs. Just gonna grab a bunch of them, rotate them a little bit. So I'm gonna align them with the rest. At least that's my attempt. So I'm gonna grab it here, grab this one. Oh. A little bit more, and you can see it gets a little bit more correct. It's just tedious work, but it's okay. Same thing here, rotate. Okay. What we also do is just go here and say modify, straighten UVs. Oh, probably wrong button. Straighten UVs. It's perfectly straight. There's still some distortion though, as you can see. So mostly stretching like this part over here, like is it really that important? We probably can't see it, right? So I'm gonna cut it off. We can't see it, so why would we bother? So I can know that these can be stuck together again. Control U, unfold, there we go. Squares. Okay, let's check this one out. That's okay. Do we see weird distortion? We do, so I'm gonna go here, check the face, guess that one. So maybe I can grab these and just move them a little bit. See, they become, all of a sudden become squares again. Not perfect. Wrong one. There we go. Then you get distortion here, so maybe we can just grab this one. So like these things are really difficult to get like perfect, no distortion UVs, and that's okay, right? That's okay. It doesn't have to be absolutely flawless. I'm just gonna do this again, unfold this. And this will probably work fine. So maybe what I can do, right? These two go together. Yeah, okay, this is a bad idea. I'm not gonna do that. That's awful, right? So so a little bit of distortion is okay, right? So it's pretty much unavoidable, and that's okay. What you can do though is try to see, because there are like two methods of unfolding in Maya. So you have the unfold 3D one, that's a really good one, and you have the legacy. So let's see what this one does. Not that much difference at all, actually. So, but sometimes it's actually worth checking out. Okay, which one do I use? Maybe I can set here more iterations here. Let's see what it does. Nothing that much, to be honest, and that's okay. So the only thing to make this perfect, right, is actually cut off this line over here as well. So this line shows we cut that. Grab this one, unfold this. See, there we go. And let's just lay it out a little bit better here. So I'm gonna go to orient shells. There we go. Maybe we can straighten this, straighten UVs. There we go. Grab this one. Then we get distortion here as well. Not distortion, but just weird angles. So it's like, okay, do we care? Probably not so much. Right? Let's see if we can do it like this. I'm gonna grab the UVs, manually rotate them, and maybe we can get away with straightened UVs. Probably not. Oof. That just made it worse. Straighten UVs, see, not at all. So this isn't really working either. So let's not do that. So let's just keep the way it is. I mean, this is not that bad, right? So usually you will hide this with a texture, like you just make it really dark so no one can actually see it. It's a little bit tricky, a little bit sneaky, but it does really work. So you just hide stuff, right? So I'm just gonna grab everything here back together. Actually, I'm gonna do this again because right now I'm stuck with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 UV shells for a single chimney. Maybe a little bit too much, so I'm gonna do this again. Unfold it, so I know this should be a cut here. Cut. This part here should probably be cut as well. Cut. This should be cut because they should go to the other side. There you go. Just grab them all real second. Control U this bad boy. Control L this again. And again, check for major distortions. Orange shells. We do what this is actually still really bad, so I am going to cut this again. Like that. Yeah, if you want to get it perfect, we need that many shells. Yeah, just too bad. That's okay. There we go. Still some distortion here, but you know, that's okay. Orange shells, there we go. Sometimes, right, it's just unavoidable, and there's really no other way of doing this, and that's okay, right? Then you just again hide it with a texture. In this case, I'll probably add like moss or like really black dirt on it just to hide the fact that there was actually a UV error there. So let's do the roof. So there is a UV here. So what if happens if I just unfold this? Oof! Look at this. That's bad. Wow. So for a roof, right, you need to see it like this, right? So there are like two sides of roof. So you have the outside, you have the inside, and that means that we can treat them like separate objects. So I'm gonna do here immediately in my UV editor, I'm gonna grab my edge mode here. I'm just gonna find like the dividing line between the outside and the inside. Let's will be this one. Just gonna cut it. Cut it. There we go. That means with the outside over here, and then we're left with the inside. So when I hit Ctrl U on my inside, it's already perfect, right? That's absolutely perfect. So again, unfolding usually takes care of a lot of stuff here. I'm gonna do this again here, unfold. It's not that bad, right? But it just looks like a Pac-Man, and that's not really what we want to have. So I can probably guess that these two, right, they belong together again, the highlights here. So I'm gonna sew them, unfold this again. There we go. Oh, that's actually pretty damn good. Then okay, what's this? I have no idea. What is this actually? Just grab the face here and see if we can find what it actually is. No idea. Oh, it's that one. That's because my bevel over here. Yeah. Okay. Can this go somewhere? It cannot. Okay, let's have a look. Let's zoom in here. Just gonna cut it for now. So this is like trouble solving. So it belongs to here, right? But I can't weld it together. But it usually means that the vertices aren't welded together. So I'm gonna grab all my vertices here. Mesh merge. Usually fixes the problem. There you go. See? Now we can actually do that. So if you can't merge them, it's usually because the vertices are not welded together. In that case, just by doing a simple grab all vertices, add a mesh merge, they'll usually fix the problems for you. Check it out. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. No distortion. Perfect. Orient shells. Perfect squares. Orange shells here as well, just to be sure. Yeah, there we are. I'll grab them now and just hit Ctrl L for a second. There we go. Roof check. So now we can actually apply things here like a roof tiles, so they will actually look okay. In this case though, when you apply roof tiles here, they will both go in the same direction. So what you can also do, it's like a simple trick as well. Oh, there's a line here that's not built together. Correct. So if you don't want to do that, what you can also do, just be a little bit dirty, is that you can just add a cut here as well. And then you can just flip this one, right? So then you get the same direction for both sides of the roof. That's of course that's perfectly fine. That works well. So they will now both go into the same direction. So you only have to apply it once. Otherwise, what you have to do is apply texture, mask it out, apply texture again, rotate it, and then mask out again, which is just a little bit more work. It's fine, just a little bit more work. So check. I'm gonna actually hide what I've done. So I'm gonna hide these. There we go. So only this left to do. Could be okay. So I'm just gonna hide in a little bit. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna delete all my Windows bar 1. Well, I will delete all my Windows bar 1. I'm just gonna keep it for now. And at some point I'm just gonna delete them. Because it's a little bit more easy, right? Why would you do the same job 18 times when you only have to do it once and then just copy paste it? I'm gonna grab this one here, the rest I'm just gonna, gonna separate everything here. There we go. Again, so to make life easier when it comes to UVing, make sure that you delete one side. This will make it a lot easier, trust me. I'm gonna grab it, gonna hit unfold here. I've already done this one. I'm gonna delete UVs here. There you go. So this one here. So this is not really a cylinder, right? So I look at this like when you squint your eyes. This does not look like an actual like a cylinder. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna apply a planar mapping. I know it sounds weird, but I'm gonna apply a planar mapping from one side. In this case, this side. And then I'm gonna hit Ctrl U again. And all of a sudden, it's actually not that bad. So I can do this. The reason why I can do this is because there's one side missing, right? I deleted the faces over here. If there are faces there, you cannot do a planar projection. Well, you can do a planar projection, but it will just go completely bonkers. So you can only do that if there's like one side missing. So in this case, the face is here, deleted, therefore I can do this. So when we look at this, right, we got a lot of distortion happening here. Mainly probably for two reasons. So what I kind of want to do here is I want to, oh, wow, wrong button. I want to make sure that the inside here, you can see a massive distortion up here. What you can do in this case, I'm going to grab my inside, I'm going to chop it off. I'm going to cut. There you go. Control this again. Rotate it. There's still some distortion here, as you can see. So, and it's probably caused by, let's see if we can figure out what's causing this distortion. Okay, see, this is pretty much fixed. It's probably because of there's like this weird thing happening here. So I'm just looking at like the squares here, that is okay. In this case, right, it will probably will not look that good. So maybe we can like add a cut here, see what happens. Just, you know, sometimes just experiment it, just grab it, see what happens. Oh, look at this. I just hit unfold, right, and that's it. Now all of a sudden it's perfect. This is perfect. So it's just, occasionally it's just like, what happens if I add a cut here? Let's see what happens. Then all of a sudden, this is absolutely perfect. See, there's no distortion. Perfect. So let's check this one out here as well. Grab this one. Just Ctrl U again. This is not bad. But here it's really bad, so maybe we can do the same trick. I don't know, let's find out. Ctrl U, I'm gonna cut it, Ctrl U this. Okay, we cannot. That's too bad. That's too bad. It's probably caused by that part over here. So maybe if I cut that off as well. Ctrl U, oh, this is straight. Ctrl U, this is not straight. That's okay. So also this is actually not that bad anymore, so I'm gonna grab these. Let's see what happens if I combine it back together again. So move in Sue, hit Ctrl U. Absolutely no distortion. Perfect. This is actually really good. So there's no distortion whatsoever. Now here's a cool trick. Sometimes though you actually want the a texture to follow a certain curve, right? So you want to follow a certain curve. In that case, what I can do, I'm going to show you as well, is if I grab this and I'm gonna hit cut again. So I'm gonna grab this, fold this, and now I'm actually gonna create distortion, like on purpose. So I'm gonna grab this, put it up and down here. I'm gonna grab all my UVs on this side. I'm just gonna rotate them. Rotate like this. Same thing here. I'm gonna rotate this. I know this sounds very like counterintuitive, but you'll see in a bit. Let's grab these, a little more rotation here. There we go. Well, you can now see, right, this is still really bad, but you can see that my squares are actually following the curvature, like this. So if you want to have like a wood window with a pattern on it, this is actually really nice. So you can just fake the curvature, so it will actually follow it. So let's see if we now straighten this, what happens. Okay, there's some struggle over here, so I'm gonna toolkit, just line a snap. Same here, there we go. See, we need to fix that really badly. You can probably imagine. So how can I fix that? Let's see if you can identify the problem first. Probably this one. It is. I need to make it a lot bigger apparently. It's actually doing anything. Not that much. Probably because of the angle over here. Ah, I grabbed the wrong one. Helpful. See, it's actually not that bad. Okay, let's grab this other one again. So this side, now the bottom side here. So you can actually use distortion to your advantage. So now we just need to fix these. This probably we can do by just moving stuff around. Oh, like that. Should it be all the way around? I don't know. Sometimes it's a little of a guessing game as well. There we go. It's not perfect, but I will show you what happens. So I'm gonna export this real fast. Export, there it is. Couldn't find it. Window. Grab substance spinner here. Just make a new file real fast just to show you how you can abuse distortion to your personal advantage. So there we go. Beautiful window. Beautiful window. Let me just bake this real fast. I'm just gonna go for 1K. Big. Close enough. So I can add here like a brick texture. Wow. This is even one. Oh, I should probably make sure that I fit everything into that space again. This is what happens when you don't fit it into 0 to 1. I knew that, of course. And there we go. Let's test to see if you guys were paying attention, obviously. Try this again. New. So right, I didn't like put everything in right, and now you can see the effect. This is the effect. It's awful. So that's why you make sure you put everything into 0 to 1 space. So open gel. Discard. That's better. Bake it real fast, otherwise I can't use certain textures. Shouldn't take that long. There we go. I'm gonna put a brick texture on this. Style this a lot. You can see, right, they actually follow the curvature of my brick. That's so cool about abusing distortion, that you can create patterns, right? So you can, that gets really cool looking. I also got like one over here that's with Viking wood, if I'm not mistaken. So sometimes you want to create like this pattern on like a window, for example, or if I can find it. I'm probably blind as hell. Oh, see, I'm blind as hell. I knew that. So there's a pattern in here. I'm just gonna find it real fast. Where are you? It's over there. It's the wrong one. Figures. Also the wrong one. I suck. I'm sorry. There we go. That one. See, it follows the pattern. It follows the arc of my window just by abusing the distortion. Of course, this is really bad. You fix that, but see, that's how you can abuse it. So you can actually force this. So if I just now unfold this again, you get this pattern again, and now you can't really use. So now you have to do it manually. So you have to do like manual bending of the image or pattern. It's a little bit more work. So it is something to take into consideration, that you can abuse distortion. I've got the name. There we go. And layout. There you go. Like I said, I'm lazy, so I'm going to only do one window. I'm going to grab this one. Now this is just a plane, right? This is, if you look at here, again, the backside is deleted, so I can use a planar projection again. So again, if there's no backside, you can use a planar, unfold this, done. Literally done. Do we see distortion? Probably a little bit. Like this is so small though, and it probably like would. Do we care? Absolutely not. At least I don't. So you can fix this, of course, by just like cutting up the windows over here. So you have to cut up the window, this one and this one probably. There we go. Let's see if it actually works out. See, it's now only this one. No distortion. Well, a little bit distortion, that's okay. This one. But do you care? Not really, right? Again, this will probably be just like wood and glass. This is fine, right? You get a little bit of like a distortion over here. You can also just go in manually, like, okay, I want this one to be a little more straight. Sure, by all means. Grab this one maybe a little bit higher, a little smaller. You know, that's okay. This is okay. This is fine, right? This is fine. So, we need this one. So, like doors and window panes are a little bit weird. The little objects are actually UV. Again, because you have to realize there's a front and a back side. So once you realize that there's a backside, I can actually create like a line here, edge loop. So I'm just selecting the edge loop here and just, okay, cut, gonna grab it, unfold it, done. Okay. Gonna orient them again, orient shells so they're all straight. This is fine. Again, this is just gonna be wood. This will not have a pattern on it, and it's actually quite okay. Get some distortion over here, but you know, if you wanna be like super exact, you would just go in here again, just like, okay, I'm gonna move a little bit here. And if you want to be even more nitpickier, you would grab UVs here, go to align and snap it to the right, and do the same thing for these ones. But the question is like, is it worth it in the end? Like, do we need to have perfect UVs for an object that's going to be made out of organic material? Absolutely not. Complete waste of time for you and for everybody. So this is the same. I'm just going to delete this. Gonna duplicate this bad boy. Just going to mirror it. Oh, wrong button. It's probably that one. Cool. Done. A little bit different angle. There we go. So I'm going to combine these again. Mesh combine. There we go. I'm going to Ctrl L this, Ctrl U this. So you see right now these ones here are red, right? Because I mirrored my mesh. Therefore they're going to be inverted. I'm just going to grab them, hit Ctrl U again. Problem solved. So red can be solved by just Ctrl Uing. Again, going to grab U. There we go. Orange shells to nice and straight, and there we go. Perfect. So I'm lazy. This one, goodbye. I'm just gonna leave one object here so I can see what I'm supposed to put it to. Just gonna like try to match it. Perfect. This one is actually UV, so I'm gonna find the other one. Delete. Done. Same thing over here. Oop, duplicate. And I don't care about if they perfectly align or not. I just want to be like, this is close enough. Yeah, close enough. The other one, delete. Oh, I didn't even combine these. Oof. That sucks. I'm gonna like this. Delete. And the other one, done. See, this is not that bad, right? So if you have one that's actually UV, you can just copy paste into oblivion. And that's what I like, because I'm very lazy when it comes to UVing. I actually like to call it being efficient, but you know, some people think it's lazy. Do we care? Not at all. Again, I'm just eyeballing this. I don't want to be exact. This is not math or anything, right? So fuck it. There we go. Grab the other one. Maybe a little bit to the right here, because yep, yeah, good amount of stuff. When transferring, yeah. Let's find out. Let's find out. My doors are the same, right? Let's find out. So I'm gonna do one door and see if we can actually transfer UVs. I've got the name. So, complete UVs here again, so we can start with scratch. I'm gonna grab it. Again, same thing, right? So let's follow the back side. So I'm gonna grab my edges over here. Oh, probably first need to actually apply UV map, otherwise it doesn't work. Planar. Cut. There's still like a correct edge here, right? So we need to make sure we cut this one here as well. And cut. So we now have two objects. You have the back side. That looked really funny. I would unfold it. Okay, there we go. Modify the orange shells layout. Boom. Okay, that one's done. So let's see if we can transfer UVs, right? So you can in here. It's not really like a golden way to do this. I usually don't do it though, but can we copy UVs? Probably not. Nope. So can we can merge them. It's a mesh, is it? A mesh. I never use it, so transfer attributes. Am I that blind? I am super blind, I'm sorry. I'm super blind. So UV sets all vertex positions off. Okay, so we need to grab this one then, and probably that one. Mesh transfer attributes. Let's find out. Okay, that didn't work. No UVs at all. Okay. Maybe it's just a setting, right? Maybe we can find out if we can actually do this. Transfer attributes. Component. Ooh. I did not know that. I honestly did not know that. See, I'm even learning things here today. Cool. Oh wow, that's easy. I did not know that. Good job. See, after 10 years of 10 years of using Maya, I'm still learning. That's actually fun. Okay, so this one, backside is not deleted yet, so I'm gonna do that first. Again, if the backside is deleted, you can just use planar mapping. Can't delete these real fast. Well, not real fast, that's not possible, but ooh, delete. Almost. I probably deleted more faces than I should have, but that's okay. No one's perfect. Oof. There we go. Again, the cool thing about it, if there's no backside, you can just again use planar mapping. I'm gonna go UV edging again. UV planar, unfold this, done. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Do we care? Absolutely not, because this will probably have something in like metal, sorry, not metal, like metal. So it doesn't really matter if it's like perfect or not. No. So as long as we can draw on this, but in this case we can, then it's okay. Again, just distortion here, but maybe if you just lower down the iterations. Oof. That made it worse. One iteration also made it worse. Let's try 2K textures. Doesn't matter. Do we care? Not really. Cool, let's try this again. Right click to transfer UVs. Go from my source object to my target object. Mesh transfer attributes. Component is on. Boom. Nothing happened because it's a different mesh. I know that. So my meshes are not identical, and that's why it doesn't want to do that. That actually makes sense. So for one of them I actually deleted the backside, the other one did not. So therefore you can't transfer them, which makes sense. It's too bad, it's just a little bit more work. That's okay. Go to right side, front side, front side. I'll eyeball this. Eyeballing is good enough. There we go. So this is the same mesh, so we can transfer these. Yep. So again, there's no backside again, so I'm going to use UV planar. Unfold this bad boy. It's kind of creepy, so I think if I add a cut here, it's gonna be pretty sexy. It's gonna be pretty sexy. So how do I know? I don't. It's just a guess. So, but then again, right, is it that important if this one is perfectly straight? Absolutely not. So think about the importance of, okay, how good does it need to be? Some distortion here though. Again, what's this going to be made of? Probably wood, right? So this will do. So again, so source, target, mesh, transfer, component on, boom. Oh, that's a cool trick. I'm so glad you told me that. That's such a cool trick. I honestly did not know that. How stupid of me. So bad. Okay, let's grab these. Mesh combine. This is already combined. I'm just combining them so I can hide them a little bit easier. So I can see, okay, which part do I still need to UV, combine, hide. Goodbye. These ones. Okay, they're all the same mesh. Yep, cool. UV, planar, unfold. Okay, let's go in here. Let's go for it again. This inside here. I'm gonna cut it. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, laziness breeds innovation. Let's just call it like that. This is good. Let's just rotate this. Close enough. Yeah, and I'm not too worried about yet, like how everything fits into that square. I really don't care at this stage. I just want to get everything UV'd. Again, UV planar unfold done. Again, if you want to get technical, you know, I'm gonna grab for these ones, scale a little bit, straight, done. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Transfer. Done. Target, source. This is so helpful. Combine. Okay. Let's hide these as well. Oh, this one is already done as well. So hide. See, now we're actually getting somewhere, right? So it's actually getting pretty close to done. Let's delete these. Delete UVs. Let's just start at like the small stuff over here, like these ones. Oh, already these as well. Gonna delete them again. There we go. So, like if you unfold the cube, right, you get a cross, right? You get a cross. Like what you did in elementary school. You took out paper, you fold it in the cross, and then you can find the cube, right? Same thing. This is just a cube, but just really stretched. So let's look at it as a cube as stretched. So you kind of want to have that same idea. So you kind of want to go for the cross. To make life easier though, if you just delete the top and bottom side, it's even easier. Then if you like really squint your eyes and just use this one over here, the cylindrical mapping, unfold it, you're done, right? This is perfect. If you can then just like orange shells here, this is a perfect UV. So again, if it does not have top bottom, for like a cube whatever, use cylindrical, unfold, done, perfect. This one's a little bit more difficult because it does have one side still there, so one face is still visible over here. So I'm going to grab these. So two ways of doing this again. So you can either go to UV automatic, which is fine, right? Because it's just a cube. It does not have that many pieces. I'm going to grab these. I'm going to find that one. I'm just going to connect them again, right? So if I go here, you can see they belong to each other. This one belongs to each other. Then there's this thingy left. Where do you go? Do you care? Not really. I'm going to put you there. Unfold. Done. But you have to be careful though. You have to look over here. Since I bevel these, there are like little teeth that you do need to fix. There we go. One more unfold. Done. Perfect. Next, this one. Same thing, right? I'm gonna go for UV automatic because it's a simple object, right? That's the only reason why I'm using it. For complex objects, using automatic mapping is an absolute nightmare. So be careful that you don't do that because you'll spend so much time crying, which is really not that good for you. So make sure that you don't do that. unfold this real fast. I'm gonna put you there. Again, those teeth should not be there. Okay, there you go. Unfold this again. Control U. Same thing over here. UV automatic. I'm just moving them out of the way, right? So I can actually look at them. And if I've seen anything else here, I'm gonna grab one of them. This one? Sure. Oh. Come on. Sure. We now have two sides over here. Again, this is like the cross from what you made when you were young and innocent. Of course, 3D, I've always enjoyed 3D way more than 2D, to be honest. Always. There we go. Because the possibilities with 3D are limitless, and it can be so cool. It can be so cool. So that's pretty much why I've always enjoyed 3D more than I did 2D. Of course, there's personal preference though, but it's just fun, right? Having a character come to life when you create like a rig for it. That's so cool. And again, automatic. Make some space so we can see what the fuck we're doing. And sometimes you just have to like squint to look intelligent. Like, it helps. Again, cross from when you were young. Scroll. Unfold this. There we go. Done. Gonna hit Control. Whoa, wrong button. Gonna hit Control L here real fast. Everything fits in square. There we go. Beautiful. Done. Hide it. Next. See, you're pretty much getting there. Let's do these ones. Again, this does not have a bottom or top side, so UV, cylindrical, unfold, beautiful. Next. Done. This one's a little bit creepy, so let's do it like this. UV, automatic. Okay. Let's have a look. There are two sides here. Oops, okay. Unfold is your best friend, literally is your best friend. Why is there no face here? What are you? It's kind of creepy. Where do you belong to? Why is there no face there? Oh, that's why. The fun part is about UV mapping is that you will figure out like mistakes that you've made when it's too late. I don't know if that's fun, but you know, yeah. Like, oh, my mesh is fucked up. I should probably fix it. There you go. There you go. Control U. Boom. Perfect. See, this is not that difficult. Automatic. Especially like these simple objects, they're really not that difficult. Perfect. Unfold. Done. Simple objects are the best. 2 UV. Done. Is it done? Why are you so weird? Why is it not weird? This one is weird. And it doesn't really matter which edge you pick, by the way. Just pick one that you think that looks ugly at you and then use that one. It really doesn't matter. It's just any edge will do in this case. When there's no bottom or top side, it doesn't really matter. Just pick any. But the one that looks the least threatening, pick that one. There you go. Don't forget to save or delete history. The one downside of UV mapping is that it creates a massive history. So you need to be careful that you regularly delete it, or you will cry, because it will crash Maya. Guaranteed. Let's pack this in. There we go. Done. What about this bad boy? What do we get over here? Again, there's the top and the bottom side, so I'm just going to add a quick cut here. The bottom side, unfold this. Done. Of course, this is going to look weird, so I'm going to go... What you can do, right, in this case, right, you get a weird thing over here. See? What you can do is just grab the edges, like all the corner edges over here. All 4 of them. Just add a cut. Then you see that will actually line up like this, and then you get again the perfect UV. See? Like this, like you would do an actual table, I suppose. But then you get again the perfect. Otherwise, these seams will like pull together, and then you get weird shit happening. So in this case, if you do it like that, that's okay. And done. What is this? Okay, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna go wild here. I'm gonna grab these. Use a cylindrical mapping. Let's see what we get. Not bad. Guessing these are 2 sides. It's that one and that one. Okay. They will go over here. It's a bit of a gamble, but it actually works out pretty well. There you go. That one. Cylindrical. Oof. Okay, this one does not work like that. So this is bad, as you can imagine, right? This is not good. So this happens, right, because there's no seam. There's no visible seam for him to like unfold it. So you get like this puckered thing that's happening. So we need to add a seam somewhere. So I'm gonna go for the place where you cannot see it. I'm gonna do it here. So hide it, like hide the seam, then unfold it, boom. There you go. Same thing here. There's no seam, I think. Oh, there's a seam. Perfect. Then again we can combine these. So when you get like this weird puckered thing, that means that there's no seam for him to cut or to fold from. And then you get this really awkward stuff. That doesn't look that pretty. Perfect. And this one I kind of want to be straight down, like over here. Don't have to. Just think it's a little bit prettier. Actually, do I want that? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it like this. Object mode. There we go. Next, hide. These ones, I'm just gonna grab all of them at once because they're all cylinders, UV, cylindrical mapping, unfold. Doesn't work. So that's the downside of this. You have to do it manually. But in this case, they already all have a UV map. So if I'm lucky, I'm very lucky. Mesh combine. Right. So there's only this thing left, the most difficult one of them all. So let's grab them. UV, delete UVs. Okay. These ones are kind of easy. Because it's a cylinder with a cube on it. So I'm gonna go for cylindrical mapping. I'm gonna unfold this and see what happens. This looks awful. So I'm gonna create a cut here. So like the difference of the objects. So you go from cylinder to cube. So I'm gonna cut it there. Cylinder. Perfect. Done. This one. Don't know what's happening, but it looks really creepy. So we probably need to add a little bit more like seams here. So what can we do here? Let's have a look. Boom. Okay. I think I want to like cut off the entire top. It sounds really bad. That one, that one. That one. There's one side of it. The other side. Where do you go? There you go. Okay. And fold this again. Not that bad. So we can also cut it here as well if you want to. This one. question is though, like, what is this made of? It's probably not going to be made out of brick, right? So it's probably going to be like plaster or something like that. So again, the question is like, do you really care that it's perfect or not? In this case, this is pretty good. So maybe we can combine these two. Let's see what happens then. Perfect, done. Perfect UVs. But again, right, if it's like made out of plaster, then don't spend too much time on making it perfect, because it's gonna be like one color thingy. So you know, perfection isn't always helpful. Boom. Awesome. So let's check it out, because these two should be the same. So mesh, transfer attributes. Wow, best trick ever. Done. Let's do this one. Again, same thing. So UV cylindrical. I'm just gonna cut it straight away because I know how to do this one by now. Okay, let's do it like this. Same thing here. The top side, gotta cut it off. If you did it once, you know not to do it twice again. Let's grab these ones now. There we go. These ones do not actually have a UV map. So it's one color, right? It means that they do not have a UV map, which is bad. What's happening here? ¿Por qué? That's better. There we go. Okay, let's cut it off here as well. So on the bottom side here. Where are you? There you are. So it's the same thing as we did with the previous one. Unfold this. Unfold this. Sew it together. Modify orange shells. Back them in there. Done. Lead history. We'll edit. So target. Source. Yeah, mesh transfer. Best fucking trick ever. Wow. That is such a cool trick. Let's combine these. Hide the rest. So that leaves this bad boy. 2 objects here left. 3 objects left. These two are the same. It's probably mirrored. Are they? No, probably. Let's do this one first. So this is one little bit more tricky. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take a different approach here. I'm gonna go for the planar projection now. So I'm gonna do actually grab the faces here that are facing my direction, or I could just do it all at once. Let's try it out first. Let's grab all of these, and these. So all the faces like pointing in the same direction. So I'm gonna go UV planar. Unfold this. Completely fucked up because there's a seam here. Okay, this is a different angle, therefore I probably need to cut it off. Cut. And here as well. Cut. Entire loop here. Cut. Okay, I only want to see things from one angle, right? So one singular angle, nothing else. Okay, it's getting a little better. Same thing. Cut. Oof. Again, this is happening when there are no seams, right? So when there are no seams to actually unfold, it's gonna do this. It's like, I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna present you this monstrosity, right? That's not really helpful. So it's a little bit easy to do. It's just grab the faces in this case. I'm gonna go here for a second, otherwise you get all these annoying colors. So this one. So I do like this. There we go. Sometimes manual labor is still the best. And the fastest. That one. UV planar. UV editing. So now this one over here, unfold this. There we go. Down. Pretty good, right? It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So next one, again, just grab the faces over here. And the one here as well, UV. Planar. I need to rotate this while it's pointing in the wrong direction, so I'm gonna go probably on the... I also don't know which one I have yet, that one. It's a little bit wider. Unfold. There's some weird stuff happening and it's okay for now, because I don't really care at this stage. Because we can fix that, say it later on. Grab these, face, face, face. Planar. 0. Unfold. Which gracias. Why don't you want to connect? That means that the vertices aren't connected again, so if you can't connect them, right, if you can't move and suit get them together, that means that the vertices are not connected. So add a mesh, merge, check it, there you go. And now I can probably connect them. See? There you go. Done. Again, if it happens, just be sure that you merge the vertices. Okay, what's left? So this one left. What are you? Unfold. I don't know what you are, but unfold as well. Oh, this one's already perfect. So what's happening with this bad boy? Like, what are these faces? Oh. Ah. It's the back side. Okay. We'll make it a little bigger. There you go. So if you're having half of it, half the time it's just clicking. It's just clicking away. That's okay. Oh. ¿Por qué? Oh, because you're connected somewhere. That's why. Ah, I knew that. Nope. That one. Just got it. It's a little better. And one thing that I tend to do as well when I use UV is that I talk to myself. Don't know about you, but I end up like talking to myself all the time. Hey, so how's this going? It's kind of weird, but yeah. That's okay though. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. This one, put it in. This is still weird though. Like what's happening here, I'm just gonna cut it, fuck it. At the corner. Same here. Living on the edge here, so fuck it. Grab them all. Unfold. Unfold. Fold. Thank you. Then we just need to make it a little bit less messy. What's this though? This is not good. What are you? What are you? Ah. You probably belong somewhere. There you go. What are you? I'm missing some pieces here apparently. Sure. Why not? Okay. Oh, that one. Yeah, they are actually really good. I actually like UV I think it's very relaxing. Once you get the hang of it, it's just soothing. You just sit there and it's like click, 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 click. But I can imagine that's not the most fun. Oh, this one does not have UVs. I see. Again, if it's like a blank color, right, it means that there are no UVs present. Which means that you need to do it manually. So I'm just gonna go planar. No. Don't know what's gonna happen though, I'm just gonna unfold it. Why are you so tiny? There you go. This one also does not have UVs apparently for some reason, this part here as well. So blank color means no UV. That's bad. That means that you can't. yeah, I mean UVs or UV mapping like shows you the truth of your model, which sounds really like philosophical, but it displays mesh errors that you have made by accident. So that's one of the things that you'll find out. You're like, oh fuck, I've got like an angle on here, or my vertices are not connected, or something like that, right? And that's actually what shows during the UV mapping process. I think I've got everything now. Again, I'm just checking for like blank colors. I do not have blank colors. Awesome. So we throw it in there. There we go. Again, modify orange shells. I kind of like them to have them all facing the same direction, so I'm gonna rotate this one. Rotate 90 degrees. Boop. There you go. Same for you. It's not like necessary though. I did not say that. I did not say that. Okay, let's grab everything. I still need to do this one. No, I thought it was done. God damn it, it's okay. Cylindrical, I think this is actually going to turn out pretty good. Yeah, I thought so. Plop, 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 plop. Unfold. Done. Next. So again, I just noticed by looking at the basic shape, but if you like really squeeze your eyes, it kind of looks like a cylinder. So I'm like, oops, cylindrical. Unfold. You get this weird crevice in the middle, just welding together. Unfold. Done. That's it. Let's combine these bad boys. These ones, ooh, still there. Cylindrical. Same thing. And that's why I like using that form of UV mapping, because I think it usually gives you pretty good results. And I'm not a fan of automatic mapping, because it just creates a mess, and it just makes you want to look in the mirror and cry. Let's combine these. Combine. Ctrl L this. There we go. I think that was everything. So I'm gonna go to my display. Blah. Show geometry, polygon surfaces. Show everything. I'm gonna hide my human. I don't need it anymore. I'm gonna hide my trees for now for a second as well. There we go. So I finished my house. So I'm gonna combine them all. So I'm gonna grab it, mesh, combine. Delete all my type history. Always a good thing to do. Let's have a look. Shit show, Ctrl L, boom. Again, I just like to do orange shells here just to be safe. Boom. Let's have a look, closer look. Let's go make it a little bit bigger here. This looks pretty okay. Oh, you are red. Let's invert this. Again, Ctrl U to invert it, and I don't need to do layout again, but I'll just keep it like that. That's fine. This one's a little bit weird though. I don't like this. What are you even? What are you? Oh, you're that side. Oh, I can probably combine you actually. Like that random stuff. Like you're like, what are they? I could probably just combine them. I can. Problem solved. What's this? What are you? I can delete you, no one can see you, so why are you there? Again, talking to myself. That always happens when I start UV mapping. I just start talking to myself. Oh, you will do the same. You will do the same. You will have to have the same fate as me. Oh, this one. Probably also delete. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, I believe this. This will UV. Oh, this one is inverted. That one is inverted. Again, if it's red, it's inverted. So make sure that you check it. Otherwise, your textures will do some funky stuff. We don't want that. So muy bien. Close enough. Okay. Grab it, modify orange shells. Ctrl L this bad boy. There we go. I believe it. Now since I'm super nitpicky, right, I kind of want to have all my long ones to face the same direction. That's just me. You don't have to do it like these ones are the same, so I'm gonna... This is not like, yeah, you have to do this, but I just think it's a little bit sexier. There we go. Done. How should we done? A little bit over an hour. Not bad, to be honest. Not bad. Yeah, I was actually the same, right? I always thought that when you have like a house, like a window, you have to like extrude it from the main house. It's like sure, but it just makes life so much more difficult. And then you can do it like this. It's like, yeah, I'm done, right? So it's way easier to do like separate objects and then combine them in the end than trying to be like super duper awesome modeler and just make life a little bit more difficult. Let's get my tree here. Just gonna look at what are these? This is nothing. Empty group, delete it. Piece of delete. Like with like a thingy with like a arrow on it, like these. Those are groups, right? And usually, in my case, right, when I combine everything, they stay behind. The groups stay behind. So I'm just gonna delete them. It just creates a mess in my viewport or in my outliner, which I really don't like. Same, delete. I've got curves here apparently. Delete. The only thing left are my viewports, right? So these are your viewports, my house, and my tree, and then you get your default light set. Those are always there. That's fine. So let's have a look at my tree. Trees are actually a little bit easier to unfold. So let's have a look. So this is really bad, right? This is the worst possible UV map you can come up with. So what you can do, right? You start from the smallest branch and then you go to the biggest branch. So you start here with the smallest branch. Go grab it. If you press again Shift plus greater than sign, I'll put it in chat. So Shift plus that one. You actually increase your selection. So if you do it like that, it's a little bit easier. So I'm going to use this. Again, I'm going to get this thing over here because there is no visible seam here. So I'm just going to add one over here. Just going to click on edge, add cut, unfold, boom. Same here, boom. Just going to combine these. There you go. Branch 1 done. Right, you will always get distortion up top here. It's unavoidable. You literally cannot avoid this. Fuck it, right? Fuck it. If that's the worst thing that's going to be in there, then I'll take it. This one's a little more tricky. I'm going to turn off this one. I'm going to go all the way around. Just gotta find the face that I have not selected yet. Boom. UV cylindrical. Yeah, it seems, yeah, wow. yeah, you can do that, but then your texturing, if you're unlucky, it will create a lot of seams. Oh, this is what's happening here. Again, same thing. Just gonna take one edge here, cut it up, unfold. That made it even worse. Good job. What are we looking at here? What are you? So sometimes you get weird shit like this happening because my scale here isn't set correctly, right? So make sure that you modify freeze transformations. Boom. See? So not freezing your transformations can royally fuck up your UV mapping process. So por favor, make sure you do. Just checking here what's happening. I'm just gonna combine these probably. Click. I just clicked on something just now. I do not want to do that. Yeah. As usual. That's fun. The defense is fun. That's the part where we can ask like mean questions. Like, why did you make it purple? No, not that. Those kind of questions. This one is what? It was so good. Now it's just ruined. Look at this. What am I? Wow. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off. Let's see what happens then. Thank you. That's better. I'm gonna keep it like that. So weird, right? When I add these on the sides again, right? I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna combine them. I'll fold it. Wow, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's true. That's true. Back in the days, you know, when we were all young and there was no COVID going around and life was easy. That sounds so bad. There we go. Unfold. Again, no visible seams. I'm gonna, right, you always like try to hide your seams ideally, so I'm gonna grab these, this one, that one. Click, grab it, unfold it, done. Next. This one is done, that one is done. It's not perfect though because it's a tip, but it's fine. As long as it's just a tip. Sorry. And again, cylindrical. Let's see what this looks like. Not that bad. Looks funky because again there is no visible seam. This one, what are you? Cut, unfold, boom, that's better. And there we go. Again the tip, this is really nasty, the tip is really nasty. This is gonna cause texturing issues, so I'm gonna cut it off again. There you go. It's gonna cause a lot of like distortion with it, and that will just like break the final, like you know. It's just not that good. Same here probably. Yeah. That's better. Still some distortion, right? But it's a fucking tree, right? So it's fine. There's only one left. The big one, UV shell. Yep. Again, right, simple to fix. Just grab any edge that goes all the way down, like this one. Congratulations. You are now flip. There you go. Still not perfect though. Let's see what's causing all the other weird stuff here. Some weird stuff happening here. Like there's seams here, right? You can see them. Like, why are you there? I don't like you. Go away. Again, like a bold white line means that there's a seam there. Let's see if I do this now. It's a little bit better. I should probably do the roots as well here. Oh. Simple, I'm gonna go for automatic this one because it's a little bit easier. Simple object. Again, just pick any edge, honestly, just pick one that looks ugly at you and then just grab it to actually weld them together. There we go. That's okay. Let's try this again, unfolding. Yeah, again the tip is gonna cause issues. Holy shit. Definitely. Let's cut it off. Boom. Looks pretty good. Nice. Nice. Okay, I do want it to be all pointing in the same direction, so that also means that the textures will all flow in the same direction. It's kind of nice. So I kind of want that, so I'm gonna grab these, and then I'm just gonna grab the orange shells, lay them out. Okay. So this is a waste, right? You can see that we have a lot of unused space here. Like all of this is not used. That's a complete shame. So what you can do, right, in that case, well, I'm not done with the other trees yet, but if it's one object is too big, in this case this object is too big, what you can do is just cut it in half, right? So pick one of the third, like horizontal ones. I'm gonna pick this one because it's looking ugly at me. Then again, just grab them all, hit Ctrl L. See, and then you're gonna use more space. So you can do it even one more time, right? Just do it one more time here, like almost halfway. Grab these. This is fine, right? This is actually perfectly fine. See, now you're using more and more space. That's fine. That's actually perfectly fine of doing that. Okay, let's do the other one. This one is pretty easy. It's just a cylinder. Unfold. Oh, okay, this is a good example actually. So you can see, right, there's a lot of like teeth. Actually, I call them, it's called these teeth. I don't know what I should gonna call them, like karteltjes in Dutch, but I don't know the English word for karteltjes. Ribbons? Anyone? Karteltjes in Dutch, in English. Maybe someone here is a genius. Okay. Bridges, of course. Thank you, I knew that. Thank you. So, okay, if you look at this, right, there's like this little bit like a hiccup here. There's some weird stuff happening. I'm just gonna grab a point here, I'm just gonna cut them all off. I'm gonna grab all the bridges here, just gonna cut them off. So we got down to like one smooth edge over here. But these ones that they all belong to the other side. So I'm gonna move these and grab my edges again, I'm just gonna combine them. Move and zoom, this one here as well, this one here as well. Just gonna grab them all. Isn't like mandatory, no, it just looks a little bit better, and it will prevent distortion or like weird things happening. So this one here is not that pretty yet. Unfold, there we go. Okay, what's happening here at the top though? This is some weird stuff happening here. I can probably combine these, I'm guessing. There we go. Just gonna select them all. I'm gonna cut off the tip again because this is just gonna cause issues. Might as well cut it off right now. There we go. Ah, cool. Again, right, same thing happening here. I'm just cutting off one of them. There we go, and then I'm gonna combine them again on the other side. This is more like perfectionistic, but I like doing that. There we go. Oh. See, now I got a nice looking smooth view. This one here though, we're still missing. There's another line here, so I'm gonna cut this as well. And there's the tip. Boom. Perfect. Done. Is the other one done? There's only one left. I think I already did that one. See, saves me time. So we have this one done, this one done, this one done. I'm gonna combine these actually now straight away. Combine, delete history straight away as well. Again, gonna put this in here. Like, this is still very not optimized though. There's still like a lot of space left that we're not using, which is a shame. So we've got this tentacle bad boy over here. Let's do that one as well. Let's delete the bottom side straight away because we're not gonna use them. Okay, cylindrical mapping. Let's fold this, see what happens. Horrible. Let's pick an edge again. Cut. That's okay. Just gonna combine these again back together. Unfold. There we go. Perfect. Done. Next. Gonna combine these as well again. Mesh combine. So this is something that we probably need to fix at some point, right? Because the space here is unused. That's a shame. I'm gonna hide these for a second. There we go. What are you? I'm gonna take a gamble here, and I'm gonna go for cylindrical. Ugh. Okay, gonna cut it here at the bottom of the actual thingy. That's not bad. It's not bad either. What's happening here though? There you go. These one, that one. Boom. Perfect? Not really. But it's a mushroom, right? So, do we really care if it's like a perfect UV map? Probably not. Although I don't really like this part here though. That's really bad. Let's see if we can fix it a little bit more manually. That's a little bit better. It's not perfect. What maybe we can do is cut that part off actually. Unfold this. It's a little bit better, but what if you combine it with the bottom one here? It's a little bit like experimenting, right? That's better. That's much better. Boom, perfect. Done. So, same thing here, UV, cylindrical. I shall straight away cut it up here. Since I now know what I'm doing. Delete these faces. Okay, some cuts here need to be made. Oh, too fast. There we go. What are you doing there? Boom. So once you get the hang of this, it's really not that bad, but, and it can be pretty fast. Oh, I don't need to cut this, I need to merge. There you go. Awesome, next. In this case, they're all different if I'm not mistaken. Maybe we could try it though, so maybe we can try transfer? No, doesn't work. Not at all. Transfer? No. Also doesn't work. It's too bad. I'll grab them all for a second. Freeze transformations. What error did it give me? That's a weird error. I've got freeze transformations though. That might cause issues. Okay. Next one. Almost done. Shouldn't take that long anymore. So transferring UVs only works when the model is exactly the same. Otherwise, it does not work. Which is a shame. That's okay. I'm just grabbing the anything to be said for even a scale? What do you mean, Alpaca? Yeah, I tried that before, like selecting all of it. It's gonna be messy, right? I can show you. I can show you. Yeah, everything has to be the same. Yeah. So for like these doors, I can probably do it. Well, let's find out. Okay, so these are the same doors, just a different scale, right? So let's find out. Let's find out. That's a cool experiment. Let's give it a shot. Oof. Oh yeah, should probably delete the faces here. Delete. gonna make them a little bigger here as well. Wow, I should probably not do that. First to the transfer UVs. Let's give it a shot. I'm just gonna use cylindrical mapping here. Done, perfect. So this is my source, this is my target. Transfer attributes. No. Oh, there's, I think I pressed the wrong button. Mesh transfer. Oh, that does work. That does work. So the scale can be different. See? We're all learning here. Yeah, the scale can be different. So that actually works. Yeah, nice. So the scale can be different. Let's try this again from if you do it like this, right? We've now added them both. Still works. I'm gonna unfold this. Beautiful. Good enough. So they're now different, but maybe it still works. Still works. Nice. That's a time saver. Holy shit. Helpful. Best trick ever. Just gonna move these. Give this another unfold here. Ooh. I just want to make sure that they actually go through my, my actual tree. There we go. So it is a little bit different though, but you can just unfold that to fix it. There we go. Nice. Oh, it's actually easier than I thought. Let's hide these. Okay. You're done, you're done, you're almost done. Yeah, I'm just looking at the bold lines here, right? So I know that they are connected to each other. And there's a one here as well. That's still a bold line. And that's it. Perfect. There we go. Also done. That one is not done. So we're getting there. That one's done, done, not done, done. Can we transfer this one to that one? Let's give it a shot. I think it's the same though, like almost practically the same. Ooh! Oh, that saves me so much time. Holy shit. Best trick ever. Okay. What if it was a little bit different, right? That's a little bit different. So a little bit different. So I'm gonna grab this one, this one. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Oh, that's such a lifesaver. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh yeah, I should probably first delete the faces here. There we go. Oh, that's so good. Oh, beautiful. Done. All the mushroom things done. Correct. Mesh combine. Oh, I see one here that needs to be connected. Oh, or not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I was thinking, right, since they are actually different when I changed to vertices, that it would not register, but apparently it does. Oh, that's so good. Wow, that's such a lifesaver. Let's do the well. It's just a cylinder, right, and then just cut off the inside here. We don't need you anymore. It's even more dramatic than it sounds. Since there'll be like water in there, so you probably can't even see it. This one here. There. Okay, do we want this to be out of brick or anything like that? Do we? Do we? That's no. Yeah, but yeah, okay, so yeah, if you want to get like really technical, right? So a model has what we call a vertex order, right? And as long as the vertex orders are the same, you can transfer them. But if you were to change them, like add edges or move edges, then the order would be different anymore. It's like, I'm not going to do that. But if you take an object and you only deform it, like not adding anything or deleting anything, then it should actually work. Yeah, that's actually super helpful. Boom. That's such a lifesaver. So I'm actually unfolding this so we can add like a brick pattern to this. In this case here I just want to make it dirty so we don't see it. That's the well. Done. There are no faces, so it's a cylinder. It's even already there. Done. Done. Again, this just has like a, again, inside, outside. I'm gonna add a cut here. So separate them, unfold it, done. Pretty easy. Let's combine these, mesh combine. Orient shells, okay, there we go. I'm gonna keep this as a separate object, this one over here. So I'm gonna switch back to this one. So I'm gonna call this my well. Gonna assign a different material as well, different materials. I'm gonna Lambert. I'm gonna call this my well. MTL. MTL stands for material. Okay, let's unhide everything so we can clean everything up. Yeah, there. There. Polygon. Okay. Well separate. Maybe, yeah, these ones are okay. I'm gonna call these my, combine them with this bad boy. Mesh combine. Okay, don't know what happened there, but that's okay. Whoa, it's over here. Unfold this. There you go. Just gonna assign a new material to this one. Lambert. I have no idea what's happening here. I think the normals are flipped. Let's check it out. Mesh display, conform. Okay, and reverse. What the fuck? Let's undo something. I don't know what's happening. There it is, okay. Let's just do the trees then. Mesh combine. That's causing the issue. Okay. That's strange. Yeah, no, usually it's just like a user thing, but combine. That's so strange. Even though they're I have never seen it before. I need to test this. I'm curious now. I'm super curious. Tree. Now I'm super curious if this actually works. Tree. Let's do open glue. No. Oh, it shows up fine. Let's test it real fast. Break lumpy. Hey, it's a display bug probably then. That's okay. That works apparently, so okay. So there are no issues, it just looks stupid. Maybe it's in my UV editor though. Turn it off. There we go. I have no idea. It's the first time I've seen this as well. Awesome. Go Maya. And unfold this. Okay. It's being transparent as well. What the fuck is happening here? Okay. Next system material, number 5. It's like different phases of beings. I have no idea. I have never seen this before. Could it be the image occlusion? Nope. Cool. It's just being special. That's okay. Apparently it doesn't give me any errors, so That's fine. 3 MTL. There we go. I kind of want to go to my rendering editor here. I appreciate to clean up some stuff. Delete unused nodes, so I can call this my tree again. Tree MTL. So we have the tree, we have the well, and we have the house. House needs a different material as well. Lambert house MTL. So I'm not using that much space in my tree here, so I need to cut some stuff up again. So I'm gonna go for this one first because I think that's the biggest one. Ctrl L, much better. I want you to be a little bit more rotated. This one is also massive. So I'm just cutting up so I can use more space, more UV space. That didn't do much apparently. Maybe it's this one. A little better. It's not ideal, but why are you transparent again? What the fuck is wrong with you? It's okay. So I'm down to my house, well, and my tree. That's what I want to have. So I can now export them all. Export selection. Let's do them on treehouse. I just added a wrong thing there. There we go. Okay, let's go here again. New. 2K, open glue. Treehouse. And boom. There we go. So, that's pretty good. Now I'm gonna go for 10 more minutes and then we're gonna call it a day. I want to see how everything holds up, so I'm gonna go to my texture set settings, big mesh maps. I go for 4K. And maybe a little bit of anti-aliasing there. I don't want to wait too long, and then I'm gonna say bake and wait. I already see some weird shit happening in the trees. I see some weird shit. So maybe it is causing issues. The black and white stuff thingy, I don't know. Exciting. Now let's do the house. And done. Actually, looks pretty okay. Oh, looks pretty good actually. Don't see anything weird here and there. Yeah, looks pretty sexy. I agree. Yeah, okay, this is a little bit weird here, like the doors, but that's okay. I'm not that bothered by that. That looks pretty good actually. Cool. Huh. Let's go to my tree. Let's see if I can find a wood texture that does not completely suck balls. Let's go up here. Do I have one over here? Goopy marsh. Let's not do that. Wood rough. Let's give it a shot. It's probably not going to be amazing. That's hideous. But what if I rotate this 90 degrees? Not that bad. Well, you can see what the seams here are visible. So let's not do that one. Let's go to my smart materials. Do I have a decent wood texture? It's always the question. I pirated wood, but that will not look good. It's too clean. This is always like the most difficult thing, is like finding proper textures. Yeah, but so you have a difference right between smart materials and regular materials, and regular ones are just an image that tile, right? And that can cause seam issues. When you have a smart material, that's pretty much gone. That issue is pretty much gone, right? So when you look here, yeah, it's still a little visible. It's seen, but not that bad, right? So small materials are better to use as a base. Do we like this? Yeah, true. Do I like it though? Not really. I get a message here saying that my normals are invalid. It's probably because that issue over here that we had, right? It's probably because of that. I'm guessing those are the normals being fucked up. Wow. Some weird shit is happening here, honestly. I've never seen this before. So strange. Yeah. So you can buy multiple textures, right? So in this case, right, I've got wood, but my mushroom here should not be wood, right? So maybe I've got more like a creature teeth. Can throw it on there. Then I can say, you know what? I only want my mushrooms to be selected. So I can go here up top here. So this one. This is a mask that you can add. I can say, okay, I want to add a mask. I want to add a black mask, so nothing will have that unless I tell it to. So black mask, so it's gone. Now this one over here, the fourth one. So that one. That's like selecting polygons. So you can say, okay, I only want to select like by face or by triangle, by mesh or by UV. In this case, I'm going to go for mesh and bloop. No, it's only that one. Same here, same here, same here, same here, and this one. I'll go back here. See, now you only have that on those. Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. So do I have a moss texture somewhere? Maybe mossy rock. Let's do it right. So I can throw it on here, right? Throw on the teeth. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, that's pretty good. So you can also add like smart masks to this. So I can say, okay, I want to use a moss mask. I can just grab it, just drag it on there, and then it's gonna add moss at certain spots. See, and then you get this nice combination of things. So maybe we have a better one than that one. Maybe I've got a like dirt as well, but I think there was a moss somewhere. There used to be a moss texture. Dirt. Now let's just use the moss rock again, right? So again, these smart masks are like you have a moss, you have moisture, you have gun edges, moss from above, occlusion. Just gonna grab moss, throw it on there. There we go. And you can also you can also make your own one as well if you want to, of course. And you can also change the mask here. So if you click here, mask builder, that one you can still change. Like, okay, I want to use like planar. I want to add more moss, less moss, more contrast between the moss, less contrast, so it blends a little bit more. So you actually have a lot of control over how much is actually visible. It's actually really fun to do. It's actually not. I don't mind this, to be honest, but I don't want it to be on my stuff here. So I'm gonna make a layer folder here. I call this wood. I'm gonna grab them all, so I both just put in there. I'm gonna add a mask on my folder here. See? Okay, I only want to be on my trees, nothing more. And on tentacle, I want it to be different materials. I'm gonna keep it the way it is. So you can also add it on folders like entirely. See, now there you go. And you can still go in here, right? You can still add stuff to this. So I can still add. I can add dirt. Just throw it on there. Dirt. Very, very, very dirty tree. Maybe I want to set it to multiply like a little bit lower. There you go. And then you can continue. And then I can go maybe like go to my house here, for example. And then I can say, okay, I want to go here. I think I have a roof tile somewhere. I thought so at least. I thought I imported it somewhere. Apparently I did not. Oh yeah, all the roof tiles. Oh, there you go. Same thing here, just tile a little bit more. So rotate this. Yeah, texturing in Photoshop was painful, right? It's painful. Well, yeah, it's not necessarily like, oh, it's so bad, but you don't have like direct feedback. Right here, you just see what it looks like, and otherwise you have to save it, load it in Maya, refresh the file, see what it looks like. Oh, I don't like that. Look, go back to Photoshop, change some stuff, save it again. It's just, it took forever. This was really, it took forever. There you go. Poof. Maybe I don't like the color here, right? But the roof tile here, I think I can still change the color. I can. Maybe I want to make it a little more black, like your soul. Maybe a little more edge here, like maybe less. Let's do a little more edge damage. Maybe a little more. I don't know what this one does. Yeah, yeah. You would have to like what you do, right? You would take your color map. You would make it black and white, and then you would just like play with the levels, and that would be your specularity map, right? And then you would invert it, same one, make it a little bit less white, and then save that as your glossiness map. So it was really painful. Maybe less moss here, like maybe like a little more like high pass. What do you do? I have no idea what you do. What do you do? Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's cool. Ooh. It's actually not that bad. So you don't have to put UV shells that you want the same material next to it. No. You can just like click them all here, right? So I can say, okay, I've got one mesh here. I can pick this one and that one. So you just click on them. So it doesn't really matter where you are. That's bad. I forgot one, I think. Don't tell anyone. That didn't happen. Yeah, so this is your UV map. So it's the same as in Maya, right? So if you go here to the house, it's the same thing, right? Exactly the same. But now you can have textures on it, see? This is what it looks like. Now you can see, okay, so this is my roof. This is my building probably. Building. You see, right, my building is like over here. That this is my building, this is my building, and this is my building. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Let's not talk about Adobe buying. Now we have house. No, you can have a 1 unless you ask us for 2, right? So 2 are fine. I mean, the well actually did for fun. But if you want, you can ask us if you want to have 2 UV maps, and that's more than, I mean, the well here, there's gonna be like 1000, like probably like a 512 texture, like 512 probably, because it's a well. It doesn't really matter. I just did this for fun. Yeah, of course you can have 2. That's fine. I think they are on my YouTube channel. Yeah. Except for the. Yeah, they should be on my YouTube channel. And this one will also be on there as well. Yeah, exactly. So a second material will just give you a little more resolution, right? So right now my tree is at 2K and it already looks pretty good. So now I'm going to set this one to 4K, which is fine, right? You can go to 4K. It's going to look even better. This is just going to add more detail to our texture, as you can see. Same for the roof here. Go to your house, 4K. You're going to see more crisp details. See, now it looks a little bit more sharp. So I get like 1K texture, you can see a difference. This is 1K, then you get 2K, it's a little more detail, and then you get 4K, you're like, oof. See? That's pretty dope, to be honest. That looks pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay, maybe you want like a different texture here, but you can do as well in your house. Let me go back to my layers here. Okay, maybe I want this to be wood as well. I'm gonna grab wood rough. Just gonna throw it in there. It's gonna be on everything by default. Before I think I'm not sure if I did the last one because that was a couple of weeks ago. Let me check if I actually did it. Could be that I didn't upload, but I didn't do that much though. In the previous one, it was just mostly dicking around. Yeah, so the first one is up there. So new Gothic 3 hours in Maya, and that pretty much covered all the stuff. Yeah, you can go to 8K, right? But that's first still experimental within Substance Painter. And there's no need for it, right? There's absolutely no need. That's such a ridiculously high resolution. Like, you don't really need it. So I'm gonna first go here. Gonna like make this one here black. So I'm gonna go to my face mode. Make it black. So I don't want these to be part of my roof. I want them to be wood. So I can also do it by the face, right? As you can see. You can also do it from your UV editor as well. So it's over here probably. So you can also do it from here, right? So it may be a little bit easier. Like, whoop, there you go. But sometimes it's even easier to do it via your UV map. That's one side, that's the other side as well. Just gonna grab these two, so I know I can see what I'm doing here. And X is between black and white. Okay, these ones and these ones. There we go. Now I'm gonna add the roof again. I'm gonna make these white, so I'm gonna hit X. No, I actually know what you mean, right? Yeah, that's actually true, right? Like one of the defining features, like those spires, and they got a lot of detail, right? That's actually correct. But you don't have to do that, right? So we're looking more like the windows, the awesome looking neo Gothic windows. You don't have to be like super like, oh, this is like perfectly neo Gothic. I mean, we're not like architects here, right? So we don't really care that much. As long as it has like the vibe of neo Gothic, then it's okay. But yeah, you are correct, right? So I don't know. Has anyone here ever been to Prague, for example? Because the Prague castle, that's a really good example of neo Gothic. Because it has a shit ton of detail. Like every spire has like one of those small spires on top of it, and there's so much detail. It looks so good. This is pretty good, pretty dope. Oh, see, I've got one here. Oops. Wait. But that happens. It happens all the time. It's just okay. Let's find another wood here real fast. Then I'm gonna go for a beer. Beached. Fine. Let's actually go for bronze first. A little bit easier. So I'm gonna see which one. I'd want this to be like the frames here. I want these to be like darker metal. Oof. Only these. I want to add glass here as well, so I'm gonna go for my. Where are you? Plastic. I know it sounds weird, but this is gonna be our. I'm gonna turn off height because I want it to be smooth as butter. There we go. Like not rough at all, and super metallic. Actually, no, not metallic. So you get like super shiny black mask face. Gonna click. Click. That's my glass. Oh, I actually didn't export my glass. Oops. This one has glass. Or not. Also got that. I didn't export my glass. That's helpful. No. Imagine that there's glass, right? So tip to water. There are water materials that you can download, I think. Let me just find it. Let me have a look. Let's go here. Watercolor, water edge. Just want to get water. Water drops, cool. Water drops. Challenge C. Right, let's download this. Need to log in. That's okay. I'll log in. Save. Okay. I'm gonna unpack it somewhere where I can find them again. So I'll put this over here. There we go. Right there. So I've got this folder specifically with only substances that I use. Very helpful. Just to be organized here, it's helpful. So if there's an SPSR, you also want to use that one. So when you download it, it's an SPSR, then you can drag that into your substance. I'm gonna import it as a base material forever, so to the shelf, because I want to keep it. And then you have your water. Let's see, I have no idea what this is gonna look like, so I'm gonna drag it and let's see what we get. We get weird shit. Awesome. Let's turn these off. Water. Oh, it's actually really cool though. Let's see. You can even do like a wind direction for the waves probably. Oh, yeah, cool. Wow, that's so pretty. Make a little bit more tiling. Let's do 2. Then you have your water house. So overall aspects for apart from the windows. What do you mean with details? Let's put this back on. So what we're most looking for, like texture details, is age, right? Show that it's dirty. I know it sounds really cheap, but it has to be dirty. There are no perfect houses, right? Yeah, this is a good example of this is roof is fine, right? This is fine. What we once want to see is like wear and tear, so we feel like you can feel that it's an old house, for example. That really helps selling it. That one as well. There you go. So in scale, also the scale as well, right? So what size are your bricks, right? Are they the size of a car, or are they actually decently sized? In this case, right, they're still pretty big, so I'll probably go for like 11. Then you got a good sized brick. And we want to see dirt, so I can just add dirt here. So if I go here, add a generator on empty layer, I'm gonna turn everything off by color, I'm gonna add dirt and dirt. I'm gonna invert it. There we go. I'm gonna turn on triplanar, it's just a little bit better. And then I'm just gonna play with my contrast here with a level. Give a little more contrast. Less contrast. Multiply it. A little bit less. Get a little more dirt. So it's mostly showing the age, right? It's really important that the age of a building is clear. So adding dirt really helps. Like adding also ground dirt, right? So when like a wall at the bottom that's always dirtier than the actual wall itself, because like when it rains, the water splashes back up against the wall. But that really helps. So you can just do that by I'll show you how to do that. I've just add a black layer here. Just gonna add only black, pure black. There it is. I'll go back to my color here. What I'm going to do in my masks here, there's actually a material called a mask called ground dirt. Just going to apply to it. And then, let's see, that looks really bad. Why do you not work? See, ground dirt. Okay. So maybe a little bit less. Oh, I think my world space map is fucked up. That's okay. Again, we'll multiply this a little bit less. I'm gonna add a new layer here, paint layer. I'm gonna grab dirt brush. I'm gonna grab a dirt brush here. Do this one. Make it a little bit smaller. It doesn't have to be that big. I want to paint only color again. Black color. Just want to add a little bit dirt here on the bottom. Right, so this is painting, right, but not really painting, so it's more like, yeah, I'm just gonna add it. It just helps a little bit more with like grounding the object in reality and like an actual real life world. So maybe a little more here at the bottom. Beautiful. Just do this really dirty. There we go. Also set this one to multiply as well. So this really helps, like, so you can see it here. It just really helps grounding the object. into reality. So ground dirt really helps. For the roof, right, it's still really perfect. If you also look like, if you go around and you see that the highlights, right, the reflections are pretty much smooth, doesn't work, right? So I always add like a fill layer here with only roughness, for example. I'm gonna add a black and white spots, for example. See, that's a little bit more detail in here. And I'm gonna set it to overlay in my, there you go. So it just breaks it up a little bit more. Maybe we could do like multiply, oof, not multiply. Too much. This is kind of cool here, so maybe a little bit less. See, this makes it interesting, right? So color is not interesting, it's actually the roughness that makes an object interesting. See, this is way more interesting to look at than just a plain, it's like it's boring. So if you add some extra dirt on this, it make it look a little more interesting. So roughness makes an object look interesting, not color. Color is actually really boring. It does not add that much to the overall scene. In this case though, you don't want it on my bricks as well, but you get the idea. So color is actually roughness is actually what makes things look interesting. And maybe you can always also like maybe add a new layer on this, and then maybe you can paint with particles. Maybe I only want to do roughness here, maybe a little bit less rough. Let's make it rain. And then you can see, right, you get these nice like streaks of roughness. It also makes it look more interesting, especially if you like lower it down a little bit, the opacity. So you get a little bit more detail and roughness, and that's important. That's important because that sells it. Awesome, cool. I'm gonna go for a beer if you don't mind. So thank you for joining. I spent a little bit more time than I anticipated, but maybe I'll do one again next week where I actually texture this instead of just like slapping stuff on this. I'll have like, or maybe I'll give this model to Max. I'll have to see about it. Thanks for joining. Have a nice weekend. Don't drink too much, and then we'll talk again some other time. Okay, so thank you for being here, and take care.